That is just so soft. That is fantastic. All right, well, here we are, Richard Musgrave-Evans again, and welcome back. Another spot. It's fantastic to be back out in the bush, absolutely love it. Got the cup of tea flowing and the fire, beautiful gum trees and mountains around, perfect stuff. I reckon I'll spend about a week out here this time, so should be good, should be plenty to do. Coming on time to do an evening painting, but there's a lot of high level cloud where the sun's setting. Let's have a look. Well, hard to see it, but it's there. Normally I'd be painting something like this with the sun setting right on those hills, and as it's set, I'll be able to put all those beautiful colours in. But with all that high level cloud over there on the horizon, there's a good chance the sun's not going to get through. So let's just have a look. So there's plenty around, particularly over there where the horizon is. So yeah, whoops, merry-go-round. Anyway, so we'll just see what happens, but at worst you can paint the sunset by looking into this. As soon as the sun's setting, just paint all the beautiful clouds lit up on the horizon over there to the west. Quite often, usually though, I like to paint the east as the sun sets, and all those hills just get a last lick of light on them, and that's always a beautiful thing. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Fantastic night. Ended up getting that painting done that I was talking about. I was not so sure about what the light was going to be doing, but hang on. That was hot. Yeah, remember how I said I wasn't sure about what was going on with the light? Anyway, I decided to do a painting anyway. It was one of those real quick ones, didn't have time to film it, it was just seat of the pants, fleeting moment. I thought, yeah, I'll look straight into where the sun's setting. So I didn't actually start painting until the sun had just dropped behind the hill. Threw it all in. Thankfully, the sky lit up beautifully, beautiful colours, so I got to play with a lot of great colour. Really glad, because I wasn't sure if I should go out and paint. I just thought, listen, just go do it, you're up here. Usually those fleeting, spontaneous ones can quite often be some of your best, so there's no pre-plan, you're just looking at the scene and just bang, away you go. I'm really happy with it, I'm really glad I did it. So yeah, it's a great start to the trip. Got a painting in the bag, you beauty. Now I've come back and got the billy, so just keep getting better and better. Righty then. Great. Okay, for a very simple dinner tonight, just going to grab a tin of Heinz Chunky, so it's got all sorts of yummy things, vegetables and a bit of meat in. Just a real simple one. And it's a real simple way to cook it when you're a bit too tired to do anything. Just sit it there. And just feel these coals. Like so. Just place them around like that. that will heat up in the next 10 minutes or so. And if you really don't want to do the dishes or anything either, you just grab a little clamp on the side, a little tin opener or something you can hold it with, and eat it straight out. Real quick stuff. If we've been travelling a lot, haven't got time to cook, that's what I do. Alright, well here we are, first light, well hardly any light, there's a little bit of sun glowing on the horizon behind me, but I want to get up and paint a picture now. You can see that cloud on the horizon, that's where the sun's going to rise. Unfortunately, that will block some of the hills I'm painting, but we won't let it worry us, we'll just get out there and paint. I like to get that first ray of light when it just comes over the hill and strikes the mountains on the other side. The problem is if there's a bit of cloud cover right on the horizon, by the time it gets over that, the sun's already lost that real intense colour. As soon as it comes over the horizon, you get that spear of light. So it's best when there's clear, no clouds. But we'll see what we can do. Waiting for that sun to get up. Alright, well, here we are down the creek and just about ready to get stuck into a big painting. Plenty of flies, plenty of paint, big canvas and a great subject, so it should be alright. Okay, now, as usual, I've just blocked in a few darks to get me started. I just want to know what the composition is and I feel like I've got more of an idea now. And also I like to paint light over dark, so putting the darks in first makes it a bit easier. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, there's a bit of clouds come in again. Oh well, not to worry. Right, what are we going to do? Block in a bit of this foreground. Okay, go for a bit of burnt sienna, a bit of white, a bit of ultramarine blue, just to darken the tone a bit. Let's see what happens with that. I just get some coverage first and then I'll work out what's going on. I just like to get rid of all the white. Burnt sienna, white, Get that coverage. Right, a bit more burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. Half mixing, so I'm getting a bit of the blue and burnt sienna kind of intermixing to give a bit more activity in the foreground. Now, sometimes I work with the foreground first, sometimes I work with the distance first. I tend to like to work in the order of importance, visual importance. That's the quickest way to get the white canvas to look like the subject. And at the moment, there's plenty of that stuff. Now I can see as the sun comes out, it's a little bit more yellow ochre, so I'm introducing yellow ochre. Just trying to get a coverage in. Go back to the shadowy tones. So I've got some ultramarine blue, some magenta. Just clean that up a bit. Go for some magenta and ultramarine blue to get some nice dark shadows. Putting those shadows in while the sun's out and I can see them. Putting those darks in first. Okay. Just a little bit more in here. What do we got? A bit more magenta with that. Where was I? Back into those light tones over here. Yellow ochre, burnt sienna. Get the coverage. Let's get all that paint covered. Right. Yellow ochre. Burnt sienna. Making a bit of a racket. What's going on there today? Here we go. We'll just go grab another clamp so she doesn't squeak around so much. if I can get that to clamp in there. Don't know if I can. There we go. Seems to be an impossibility today. Hang on, what's going on here? I think I've got it. Oh, plenty of paint in the process. What a crazy setup. Right, sun's back out. Let's go. Just filling in all the light patches, light against dark and all that stuff. There's a bit of a bank in the distance behind me there on the edge of the dry creek. And that's what I'm putting in. Yellow ochre burnt sienna. Yellow ochre burnt sienna and white. Oop, what am I doing? A bit more red in it. Got a little bit of a pinky glow over there for some reason. Okay, let's have a look at that. Right, it's got something happening. Now, what's next? Time to put the sky in, I would say. What colour we got down low? White, burnt sienna and blue. Let's just have a look. It's a bit subdued down the bottom, a bit magenta to grey it. A bit more ultramarine blue. A little bit of that burnt sienna colour. So it's kind of a grey blue, I guess you'd say. A fair bit of green down there too on the horizon. I'll take that into account. Stick a bit of this colour in first. Just keep putting stuff in, painting around the edges, not hitting the shadows too much at the moment. I'll get into that. Now, just on the low horizon there, I've got a bit of a haze, but there's also a bit of a pale sort of green colour that you get down low on the horizon quite often. So I've used a bit of phthalo blue, which is way too strong, so I'll just use a tiny bit of that with a bit of yellow ochre, and that gives it a slight green look. It's an extremely strong colour, that phthalo blue. Yellow ochre, a bit of ultramarine. Let's have a look what we got here. So it's got a slight green tinge to it, and that was phthalo blue with a little bit of ultramarine and some yellow ochre. So it's still predominantly a blue, but it's also got a green tendency about it. There's plenty of cloud there too, so I won't get too carried away with solid block blue. What I might do though is go up a level, so ultramarine blue, a little bit darker. Just, oh, those flies getting into me today. Oh, those flies. The less wind you have, the more flies you have. So that's darker. More of a red blue. A little bit more white to lighten her off. Okay, where's the edge of that tree? Just there somewhere. So I need to put a little bit more green shadow for the foliage in there, so I will with some burnt sienna, yellow ochre, burnt sienna and a little bit of red and green maybe. Just to knock off a bit more of that colour of the leaves in shadow. Trying not to touch the edges too much at the moment. Okay, I'll go up a layer, so I've gone to more ultramarine blue and a little bit of magenta to make it even more red and darker. Lovely and dark up there, look at that. Beautiful dark colour. Just working out my draftsmanship. Some more ultramarine blue, which is flying through the air by the looks of it. And magenta. A bit of white. Just working out where I want all my trunks to be. They could be everywhere, anywhere you want. There's so many of them up there. There we go, look at that. Okay, I'll stand back and have a look what we got, eh? Let's have a look. It's starting to form, I can see something. That's always a good thing. Alright, now there's a few little clouds in there. I might chuff some of them in, not too many. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll work with a bit of cloud. White and some burnt siennas. A bit more of that burnt sienna. Yellow ochre and burnt sienna. It's a bit keyed down because there's a little bit of blue on the knife already, but that's alright because I wanted it a bit keyed down. Okay. Let's have a look. Just blobbing it around like patchworks at the moment. Oh, how do you concentrate with those flies? That's what I want to know. Okay, now a bit of the foliage on those distant trees. I've got the shadow version in, but I just want to put a bit of light version in. So I'll mix up some of these colours over here. There's a little bit more of that blue. Sky blue thrown in might do it. It's quite a pale colour. Not that pale. A bit more yellow ochre and green. Turn it more into a green again. Just very lightly touching, letting that under shadow come through. Just lightly touching. I've got you can see the undershadows are shining through still a little bit. Go. A bit more yellow ochre down here, closer to the ground. It's just got a little bit more richness. There's a bush here that's quite green, so I'm going to intensify the green with more yellow ochre and the greens like so. Out in the outback though, a lot of the foliage has a grey-green look. Just helps with evaporation and whatever else. Now let's stand back and have a look. Just going to do a bit of blending here with a knife, a clean knife. Pulling it together, blending that sky, and then when I get to the foliage I kind of pull over it, smear it into the background a bit. But it takes a lot of paper towel, I'll tell you what. Like so. Could have tightened the old canvas up a bit, she's a little bit flappy. Just bring these cloud colours into each other. Just going to mix up a bit more of the sky colour here. Blend that sky. A bit more blending. You can see I'm pulling through with the knife, half blending it with clean, wiping the knife clean each time. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Keep blending. Varying the angles, wiping clean, pulling it together. Starting to get there, starting to get there. Yeah, right, now stick some of those trunks in. What do we got? Some are in shadow, some are in light. Okay. Burnt siennas and blues. Going to start with a slightly shadowy version. With the knife on the edge. It flies, getting in my face. What can you do? There's only so much you can handle. Okay, this is a beautiful reflective quality in this one. The sand from the ground is reflecting up. Let's get a bit darker. More red, it's getting ever so slightly too green there. The red will knock that out. Burnt siennas again, yellow ochres. Feel that edge. Nice trunk coming out here. Slightly smaller knife, why not? Just working on the draftsmanship of these branches. Like that. Okay, let's have a look. So right now, just keep on working. Warm and cool colours. Just building mainly the shadow version in at the moment. I'll lick some light on in a minute. Just going to knock up a few lighter tones in the sand, in the foreground, the rocks, burnt siennas and whatnot. A bit more yellow ochre. I'm also going to make a paler grey version over here, because a lot of those rocks have that type of pale grey look. Slightly chunk them on. Very lightly touching here. Just the white tones there. Like so. When the sun comes out, it all becomes very obvious what I'm supposed to be doing. When the sun goes in, it's not so obvious. Just doing a bit of blending and whatever. Make a bit of an orange out of yellow ochre and alizarin crimson and white. There's a little bit more browns just in here. So a little bit of smudging, smearing technique. Through. Just constantly working around the canvas, building things up. Okay, get some of these light tones while the sun's out. Paint some of these light colours because the sun's coming and going. You've got to make hay while the sun shines. So we start licking a little bit of light on here and there now. Just got the light tone of the bark. Burnt siennas and yellows. Sure it all goes again. Okay, you're right, all right. Drawing it in as we go. Bit of lighter tone here. Pick a couple of those fine branches that are in the distance there. What have we got here? Just starting to get a bit of stuff. What do we got? What do we got? That's that clean. Bit of blending here and there. Up some more. There we go, look at that. A little bit richer. As it gets up there, some of those leaves really pop against the sky. You'll make them a little bit brighter. Keep working on the draftsmanship, building up, cleaning edges, doing whatever needs to be done, I guess. The knife on edge is picking out some really fine twig work, some whites and cad colours and stuff like that. Right. Slightly darker tones up here. And lighter again. putting them where I reckon I want them. Right, getting there, aren't we? Getting there. And amongst this fly-crazed world out here. This is insane. Reflected light. Constantly working around the canvas, feeling what needs to be done. Introducing some slightly cooler tones in amongst the warms. Light and shadow, a world of light and shadow. Alright, let's keep building things up. Fine work. Feeling a detail with a knife on edge. Picking out some nice colours in the rocks here. There's some beautiful colour formations in these rocks, so going for as much half mix variety as possible in that. Okay. softening, hardening, whatever needs to be done. Okay. Couple of finishing details here and there. She's really coming along now. All right, well that'll about do it, I reckon. Just get this fly off. Okay, well there you go. That was a bit of a handful and really enjoyed it. So let's get that camera off and have a closer look. No worries.